Okay.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 13 of the Whiskey Six.
Hi, everybody.
I'm Brian. This is Marianne from Bourbon School. Welcome.
Thank you.
Our sassy female perspective.
That's me. We watch my sass come out tonight. I'm going to put sass all over this place.
So we are back after taking January off. We did a little meeting, a little retooling as far as the night. So we're going to be Thursday nights now at 9 p.m. And Wednesday, it just seemed as though Wednesday was getting
Clogged up.
really
It was
crowded.
jammed up. Yeah.
So we switched to Thursday. It's not like nobody else is streaming Thursday, but we figured it's a little lighter. So
we're giving it a whirl.
We're giving it a whirl, yeah. So we're doing something a little bit different tonight. The stream is streaming not only on our Whiskey Six channel, but it's also streaming on Bourbon School right now. So if you are watching at Bourbon School, at the top of the chat, I have a pinned comment that says subscribe to the Whiskey Six. If you would be so kind, all you Bourbon School watchers, go ahead and hit that link and go subscribe to the Whiskey Six. Doesn't cost you a thing. It's just we want to really build up the channel. We've got some exciting things hopefully happening this year. We'll have some hopefully exciting announcements to make in the next couple of months, and we really want you guys to be a part of it. We're also going to be streaming twice a month instead of just once a month. So we want you to make sure you catch all those streams. So if you could, go over to the Whiskey Six and hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching on the Whiskey Six,
yes, make sure you subscribe to Bourbon School.
Well, no, but
all the channels.
Hit the subscribe button on the Whiskey Six.
Got it. Sorry.
I don't know if anybody would have found it.
I'm new at this. Sorry.
But yes, we want you to subscribe to all the channels we have with us tonight. Not only our friends that are a regular part of the show, but our special guests as well. And we'll get to all them in just 1 second.
Yep.
Let's bring in our first. Who do you want to bring in?
Just start with the to your left.
Here?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. So we're going to bring in,
I do this behind the camera. So
from the Bourbon Note, from Buffalo, Minnesota,
where it's 8:05 right now.
It's 8:05 instead of 9:05. Ben,
hey, Ben,
how is it going?
It's going great. How are you guys?
We're doing well. We're doing well. What are you drinking tonight, Ben?
I'm starting out with a cold beer here because I had some spicy wings just before coming down here, so I'm trying to get the spicy off the palate before I switch to bourbon here. So, but then after that, I don't know. I'll just grab something that's nearby. We'll pick something good.
But when you switch, let us know.
That's right. And you're talking to a couple of Western New Yorkers here. Please don't tell me you went to like Wingstop or something.
No, I went to the grocery store, the meat counter at the grocery store, and bought wings. And they had them. They were like bourbon pepper marinade, but they were surprisingly spicy. They were extremely peppery.
That sounds fantastic. I'll allow it. Grocery store is fine. I will allow it.
Thank God, Brian will allow it.
I know you needed to hear that. Yeah, exactly.
You're in the clear now.
I mean, I have been to Wingstop.
Oh, okay.
Is
it good?
I've never even heard of it.
It wasn't as good as the wings I had tonight.
Do you get ranch with your wings at Wingstop?
I do, yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Do I need to do blue cheese?
Yeah, blue cheese. It's got to be blue cheese.
Midwest. I'm from the Midwest, though. Ranch is like our,
It's like your ketchup. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's bring in our next member, our buddy from Whiskey Wars and Mash and Metal, Sean.
Hi, Sean.
What's up, Sean?
Hey, how we doing, everybody? Cheers.
Good. How are you doing? What are you drinking tonight, Sean?
Well, just starting out light with a little bit of 101. I'm sure we'll get into some heavier stuff later, but yeah.
All right.
It's a classic, 101.
It is. It's classic. We are actually drinking some 101 as well, but it happens to be the 70th
anniversary.
Okay. Well, I can switch it up. It's ready.
There we go. There we go. Excellent. It's a great bottle. I really love it. All right. What's up, Sean? Having a good night?
Yeah, going good. Happy to be here. It's been a while, as some in the chat are pointing out. Yeah, it's been like 2 months nearly. So good to be back. Good to be back with you fine folks. It's gonna be a fun night, fun topics coming up. Looking forward to that.
Me too.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see. Let's bring in our friend from Bourbon Drop, Myron. Myron, what is going on?
What's up, people? What's going on?
Good to see you, brother. Hey, what are you drinking tonight? I know you had a tough, long haul of dry January.
I mean, January lasted 1,000 days to begin with. And
Yes,
without
it
drinking,
did.
it must have felt like 2,000 days.
Oh yeah, yes it did. Yes it did. And my palate is just getting back to normal. Tonight I am sipping on a Virginia ABC. This is a Barrel Select Bowman
Mm.
Brothers.
Okay.
It is very good, very, very beautiful nose on this thing, like
All
strawberry,
right.
like a strawberry creamsicle.
Oh boy,
Oh, wow.
that sounds cool. We just got a. There's a group, we didn't get it, but our friend Brian did,
Oh, it's terrible.
from
I
Buffalo Bourbon
did not like
Enthusiasts.
it.
It was a copper and cask, and I forget what it was. It was finished in Cabernet cask.
It tasted like a Neapolitan.
No, that
Oh,
not
oh,
that.
oh,
That's the
oh.
good times.
I didn't
We
like
won't
that one
talk
either.
about good
Ooh.
times. But the copper and cask, it was a. They called it like a strawberry shortcake, and but it was not good. Like
Really?
there was a bit of a strawberry note to it, but overall, it was not good. And it was my first copper and cask, and I was kind of excited to try a copper and cask. It was not impressive. I'll give it another chance, but I'll probably just go with like a straight, like barrel proof or barrel strength.
So like
Yeah,
a strawberry shortcake that had been thrown in the dumpster.
Yes.
Yeah, it had a weird. It had like a strawberry flavor to it, but it was not a pleasant one. It was weird. It was a weird.
I think a
but-
strawberry flavored bourbon is just an odd kind of combination anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be for me, dog.
that's how you get into the good times. Good times is allegedly flavored.
That's not a good time for
Maybe
me.
that's a topic for another time. Maybe. All right, let's see. Buffalo Lou, good to see you. Thanks for being here, brother.
Hi,
Okay.
Lou.
Cheers,
Sending
everybody.
you a hug.
Let's bring in our last member before we bring in our guest live via satellite from
The fire
the
station.
firehouse.
If you
Bobby.
say.
Woo!
What up, Bobby?
Oh yeah.
That's the good as it gets
I was-
from the station.
I was
in my
going to
room,
say there's
my
something to
station.
bang, but this is good, I guess. You know,
No.
we'll clip that later. As
He
yeah,
doesn't have anything to
I'm not going to ruin my table, Bob, but I could do it with this, I guess. Just
Oh my God, you guys missed it.
yeah. Well, that's all right.
Son of a gun.
I'm sure you'll have another opportunity. All right, Bobby, what are you drinking tonight? Some Buble, some Liquid Death, maybe?
Well, I brought this from home, the finest Kirkland Italian sparkling mineral water.
oh yeah.
I knew it was going to
I-
be Kirkland.
I love this stuff. Whenever
Yeah.
I'm alive or whatever, I love cleansing my palate with this stuff. It's cheap.
Nice.
You can put the cap back on, keeps the carbonation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sleep on this, people. It's real.
Is that
Don't sleep on it.
is that just plain water, no flavor?
Exactly. That's why
Okay.
I like it most of the time. I'll drink the light flavors, but I'd
Mhm.
rather just have it carbon. I like the carbonation.
I do too.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Could you do me a favor and
Yeah.
turn the volume up on your computer, please?
Yeah, I'm going
Thank
to turn
you.
the volume up, but I don't know if it's going to feed back into our microphones.
Well, we'll give it a whirl. I'm a little deaf.
Okay.
Does
A
everybody
little bit.
keep flashing out, or is it just me seeing everybody just kind of go in and out?
No, we're good.
Yeah,
We're
no,
good.
looks good on my end.
All right.
Do you have an EMT nearby? Maybe you're having a
Must be this
stroke.
free Wi-Fi I got here at the station.
Could be.
Thank you, California taxpayers.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We can't afford Wi-Fi now. We're paying for all kinds of other stuff.
yeah. You got quite a bit to pay for right now, I guess. All right, let's bring in our guest. You know him from Bourbon Haul, great channel. Our guest this week is Wade from the Bourbon Hall. Wade, how are you, sir?
Hi, Wade.
Hey guys, I am doing well. We battled influenza A last week through the household, and
Okay.
you know we're back in fighting form now, so that's pretty good. So I appreciate you guys having me on. Looking forward to it. It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We always have fun here. So, Wade, before we get rolling here, can you tell us a little bit about like your channel, when you started, what your channel's all about? I mean, I'm certain. What are you at, 22K? So I'm certain that
Ooh.
everybody who watches this
Wowie woo.
is aware of Bourbon Hall. But give us a little background about maybe how you got started and your YouTube kind of beginnings.
Yeah, well, starting off, I started filming probably 2 years ago, but probably I started the channel a year and a half ago.
Wow.
It was the Bourbon Hall was the name I picked, funnily enough, because that's a lot of the things that I really enjoyed watching bourbon wise was obviously reviews, funny content, but a lot of like bourbon hunting and things like that. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do a lot of bourbon hunting. So Bourbon Hall, that seems like a fine. Then I realized I live in the middle of Nebraska. And there's no stores to hunt at.
Play a
Really.
corn.
I have to drive so far to do a hunt video. I have to go to different states sometimes.
Oh my God.
dumbest name in retrospect. I thought I was so smart when I started it. But anyway, yeah, and so it's kind of funny, started doing a few little videos and things, and then I did these stupid shorts that I just thought were funny for me, and that kind of got me on the map. And mostly hate. Apparently, people like negativity, and it just really went from there.
Fact.
Really not my style. It was all of a joke about like the stuff I think about these particular whiskeys, or what I would say to myself if I was whatever. And yeah, those got some traction, and then we kind of built from there. So it's kind of fun, and having the community grow around it it's a lot of fun. As you guys know, the community is the best part of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. We've had a great time getting like this group here, getting to know each other. There's great people out there that we've really enjoyed getting to know. And so that's it's one of the reasons we started this whole deal, is because we're like, let's just do a stream together. It would be fun. So, and here we are. So episode 13.
Quick
We're
question.
over a year old
Lucky
now.
13.
Lucky
I got a
13.
quick
Yeah.
question. One quick question before we get started.
Yeah.
Sure.
Was Bourbon Husker taken? I'm just oh, that seems natural.
It does, but I'm not from Nebraska originally, so I'm not a Husker. And although I have to watch the games because I have to make conversation,
Right.
I'm going to lose a whole 2 subscribers here.
That's hilarious, dude.
It's funny, but yeah, Bourbon Husker would have been it was right there, man. It's right there. And I just,
all right, that's it. No, I won't sidetrack anymore.
What you sipping on, Wade? Because I got 2 bottles behind me, and I was gonna sip on one tonight.
So these just hit the market today. So if that tells you anything about I'm at, if you guys have been seeing these for months, but these. So this is Four Roses, the new single barrel. It's the OESK.
Okay.
On that new single barrel. So
All right.
Yum.
All right, now we can have one together.
yeah.
All right.
Look at Myron. Myron's
one?
going to town because he can now.
Oh, we got
All right.
hey.
That's just
We
your
got
Friday.
Friday.
Good, we'll have that next.
We'll have
OESK.
that next.
Perfect.
The OESK,
Bob, you know,
yeah.
I have the still version of that. So there you go.
Okay.
I don't have that label, but I do have an OESK.
You know,
Wonderful.
OESK, very, you know what?
Wonderful.
Barrel proof.
K-A-R-K.
Our barrel proof is an
As we
OG.
talked about earlier, Myron, proof matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's lots of
Absolutely.
things that matter, guys.
Yeah, well,
Oh.
let's move on from that.
Indeed.
I thought that was why she was sitting on a pillow, but that was in the back.
2 pillows.
2 pillows.
Lucky. she
What did
got
I miss?
hair. Anyway,
I don't know. They're being filthy, Ben. Absolutely.
I know.
filthy.
Poor you. Woe to you.
You know, we didn't have this for months, and now you bring
I
the
came and
woman
just
in and
wrecked the whole thing.
absolutely
That's
just
what-
burning it down.
That's what you're paying me for, guys.
Demonetized. Okay.
Yeah, if we were only
So-
monetized, she'd be the cause of the demonetization. So do it now.
That's right.
Do it now.
You're welcome.
She's gonna burn it all down.
I'm bringing the
Burn it
fun.
down.
Okay. So let's get started with some whiskey stuff. We are talking about bottles that we're going to chase in 2025. This could be allocated stuff. This could be stuff that you just have on your wish list. But like, what are things that you're like, if you had a list of maybe 2 or 3 bottles that are like, these are the ones I'm getting this year, what do you think are bottles that you would put on that list? And I say chasing, but when we get to hunting and all that, I'll talk about my theory on chasing. But
I got you.
let's start with Wade. Wade, what are some bottles you're looking forward to and you want to get on the shelf this year?
well, there's a few limited releases that are always interesting, right? I'm a huge fan of Jack Daniel's, so anything from Jack Daniel's that's a little different, or just I'm interested in that. And so that would be the thing. I'm always looking for E.H. Taylor barrel proofs, so like the new version. So next year that will be the one that I'm scouring all around and not getting, but I'm trying. And so
I
that's
just got one too.
and
Literally.
it's I really enjoy the profiles and that. So that's kind of where I got my interest into like all of this now is like my buddy that's in the chat, Tom Black 06. He poured me, it was I think a batch 8 or 9 EHT barrel proof, and I'm like, holy crap, this is what bourbon can be. And so then it was off from there. And obviously I'm a sucker for some of the turkey releases and things like that, but it's, I don't know if I'm hunting anything. There's a point where you have to look at yourself and say, I think I should say I'm good.
Yeah.
So I've kind of hit that point, but the juices will start flowing when I see something drop. It's how it goes.
Yeah. And there's already been, when we get into these labels, there's been some labels that come out of, I'm like, ooh, I'm getting that for sure.
Yeah.
Sean, what about you? You looking for anything this year?
Well, if by hunting / looking you mean paying people to deliver whiskey to my house, then yes.
Yeah, it seems like you should be in the
Internet
place to get everything, but it really isn't the place to get everything.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that knows me knows that most of my whiskey these days comes from people in this community that find a bottle like, hey, you want this? And I'm like, yeah. So I just send them money, and then they hand deliver it, obviously.
Obviously.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be how I do all my hunting this year. Also, question for Wade, I have to ask, since you are a JD fan, is JD bourbon or not bourbon?
You saw the executive order.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to lose another one subscriber here. It is bourbon. It is bourbon.
Okay. All right. Good.
All bourbon.
We're all in agreement.
Wade can say.
It's
The president
bourbon.
said so.
It's bourbon. Yeah. It's a delicious bourbon that wants to identify as something else. How about that?
That's it. And we're not doing that anymore. We're not identifying as other things.
So it was transitioning.
Oh boy, here we go.
It's
Funny,
on.
we've mentioned transition several times.
Faulty transmission.
I guess I'm gonna have to get rid of this shirt, I guess.
Matt from Whiskey Wisdom, Bobby straight up slowly turning into a 1920s villain. He's like Snidely Whiplash over here.
See?
All you need is a pocket watch that you can spin, Bobby.
I'm going to give you the straight dope, see?
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, no
And a
joke.
monocle.
Hey, hold that thought. We're going somewhere Saturday night, 50th birthday party, black and white. Dude, my pocket watch and monocle just came in the mail yesterday.
Nice.
I got a top hat coming
That's
too.
awesome.
All right. So, Matt, by the way, Matt from Whiskey Wisdom, our highest viewed episode of the Whiskey Six.
Oh, guess what?
Yeah,
I'm not
there you go.
keeping attendance tonight.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's okay. Until
So
tonight.
far-
Until tonight.
Cheers to you, Matt.
So far,
All right. How about Ben? Ben, what are you looking for this year? What is something you want to, one or two bottles that you're like, I'm getting them this year?
Actually, two of them I've already procured. Dropped the video today. Bam! I did get my Jack Daniel's Tennessee Travelers at the duty free in Mexico.
Right on.
Killer bottles. Wade, I see you shaking your head. Have you had these before?
Yes. It's funny. I asked my mom. She was going on a trip, a cruise or something. And I'm like, hey, if they have any interesting, bourbon, whiskey, whatever, bring it back. And she brought me back. Is it the sweet and oaky and the spicy and whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sweet and oaky and bold and spicy. I got
Bold and spicy.
like three of each.
Are they
Yep.
saying
That-
gnocchi, like pasta?
That bold and spicy rye is just a monster. I absolutely love it.
Yep. It's interesting.
And nobody talks about it. It's so funny. So I've been shouting it from the rooftops for like a year now. And then when I went to Cozumel like a year ago. They had the bold and spicy rye, and I'd never even heard of it, and I got it, and I loved it so much. I started looking out for it, and then I started seeing the bold and spicy, and then I saw the sweet and oaky at airport duty frees, but I was never flying internationally, so I could never buy them. So like they're right there in front of me, but I can't buy them. And then I actually got the sweet and oaky. They had 6 bottles of it on the cruise ship. And so the first day on the ship, I went straight to the duty free, and I grabbed those 3, and then when we got to Mexico, I snagged the other ones. So I got those, happy to have those already. Other than that, and this is going to be some like basic bitch stuff, I'm going to tater out for a second here. But I am really like, in Minnesota, it's gotten to the point that like nothing from Buffalo Trace is available at all. Like you can't even get like just Buffalo Trace. And I hope that with things settling down a little bit, that maybe just some of the basic, I'm not looking for, I'd love to get a hold of some BTAC stuff, but just I love E.H. Taylor small batch for a daily sipper, and I wish that wasn't so hard to get because that would probably be my go-to. I love it. I love Antique 107. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so some of the more basic Buffalo Trace products that really shouldn't be that hard to get, I'd like to hopefully snag a couple of those this year. And
How do
then
you-
like the limited releases though, like the Wild Turkey, 13 and 15 and all the Jack Daniel 14 stuff like that. I don't bother getting excited about those anymore because it's just pointless to
Yeah.
aside from getting in a lottery and getting lucky.
You got to know where it's at, right?
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure. Ben, how do you
So-
guys do? How do you guys do on just like things like Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare?
You cannot get even Buffalo Trace.
No kidding.
Once in a while, Eagle Rare will show up, and then once in a while, Buffalo Trace shows up at the liquor store here in town for like $30. But like you see people around here selling it for $60, $80. Just basic Buffalo Trace. You can't even.
Damn.
For a while there, you couldn't even get benchmark. Not that I would ever want to, but like liquor stores were telling me like they're selling out of benchmark because. During the bourbon boom, people found out, well, it's Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace makes Blanton's and Pappy Van Winkle, so Benchmark 8 must be the same.
I like what Myron's done with the place when he stepped away.
Had to,
I didn't even say that.
had to troll
Yeah,
Ben
and
a little
some-
bit,
Yeah, I appreciate it, Myron. I watched your whiskey haul video today. Actually, that was a killer haul, dude.
Yeah, damn, Myron.
Clearly, Myron is having the same problems, Ben.
Yeah,
I can't find it anywhere, Ben. I don't know. I mean, these stores around here, I just can't get it, man. I mean, I don't know where to look.
And Stag Jr. Myron, I really did. I just recently in December, I saw you got a hold of an E.H. Taylor straight rye. Have you tried it yet?
Yes, I have not. It still has the seal on it, man.
It's
Like
terrible. You won't want it.
That's what I hear.
Not that
Oh
one.
my God.
Is that a good
And now you can't see me anymore.
This is just troll Ben day.
Yeah, just troll Ben a little bit, just a little bit.
Well, don't get me wrong. I have these bottles. I just want more of them.
Frontier Tina, good evening. That's Tina from Frontiersman Adventures. They were a guest a few months ago, her and Waltz. We talked Bigfoot. That was a lot of fun. And folks
Wood
in the
booger.
chat, yeah, the wood booger, exactly.
Yeah.
People in chat.
Now I
let us know
gotta start
what you're
putting all
looking
my
for.
tater bottles out.
Oh, wait.
Now he's going to troll me because I have no
Got a little
BTAC
bit of
at all.
stuff.
Oh, he's got some rip.
Well, if we're going to
That's all
display
right.
everything we're
Oh,
proud
yeah,
of,
I mean,
we
I've-
can display this one.
Hey, that's a don't let anybody talk crap about that. But that's a great bottle right there.
It's one of my favorite
Yeah.
budget, for sure.
Yeah.
Cooper's Craft is great.
Oh yeah, Cooper's is. I wish we don't have it in New York. I wish we did, but it's
I
great.
mean, look, I know it's February, but am I in the minority? Because I am not a fan of Cooper's Craft, man. Not at all.
Oh.
Like, not one bit.
Is it
You-
the 100?
you are in the minority.
Yeah, it was the 100.
You got a bad batch.
Myron, I just got your February joke.
It just went over everybody's head.
Yeah.
What?
I was like, what is February? I was like, I see where he went.
Gotcha, Myron. I like it.
Oh,
Okay, moving
All
on.
right, Bobby, you're up. What are you looking for this year?
we got Baba Yaga in the chat. What's up, Baba Yaga?
Yeah, right. So probably, I know it was last year's release, but maybe the Still Austin Tanager. I mean, I'd love to get my hands on that. So I haven't had any. Rick DRC, he's actually got one coming. He found one at a liquor store.
Oh, right on.
They said they had one. They were going to send it to him, but he got back a hold of them because it wasn't sent yet. Didn't get a tracking number, and they said, "Oh crap! It didn't match what our computer didn't match what we had in the store." So they didn't actually have it, but they actually got one from another store, bought one from another store, so they could send it to him. So that I thought that was pretty cool. That liquor store instead of saying, we don't have it, sorry. But he's got one coming, so I can't wait to taste that since it's a cigar blend or cut, right? And I see the pendant cigar cut. I tend to like that stuff.
Okay.
Those and when the Baby Bad Axe, I was talking to Nancy, when the Baby Bad Axe pick comes out or blend comes out, I'm definitely, I got to hunt those suckers down because you never know where they're being released. So
Yeah.
that in
how many of your batch did you end up getting? Like, do you have one on reserve, like on the
Oh, yeah.
shelf sealed up?
I got the one that I had Nancy sign, bottle number 2. that
Oh, right
She
on.
brought back from the distillery, which was pretty freaking sweet.
Really nice.
That's awesome.
And I've got one open, and I've got another one behind that. I've killed one or two, maybe.
Okay. Nice.
But, yeah,
that's awesome.
Got that. And whenever the freaking new Wild Turkey single barrel, not Kentucky Spirit, comes out, I want to grab that.
Yes, I've seen it.
Sure,
it looks like the rare breed. It looks like the rare breed label, right? But it's like a single barrel. Yeah.
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 Is that 101?
Yeah.
Are those going to be 101 proof?
Yeah, 101 single barrel. They're going to call it that instead of Kentucky Spirit.
A couple people have said JD14. I am intrigued by JD14 being 126 proof. I'm pretty excited to try that, but we'll never find it. I mean, here if it shows up here, it'll be $400. So,
what?
Yeah, we won't find it for.
I will say that Bobby, just one other thing I'll add to my list, because I just want to talk. Apparently, is anything from Nancy Fraley. Those really
there you go.
Now. Shit.
The Tanager, I'm like, so I'll be hunting that for sure.
Yeah,
that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick in the house. What's up, Dirty RC Bar? Cheers, buddy.
Rick,
hey, Rick.
There he is. There he is.
What's up, Rick?
Hey, I was at his
Myron,
house
what about you?
Sipping some Double Eagle Very Rare at his house yesterday.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, all right then.
he just outflexed all of us. Nobody put any more bottles
it's not
up.
mine.
He's got us.
It's his.
Myron, what are you looking for this year?
Well, since I just shot a video, you would think it would be fresh in my mind, but I had to go back and watch it. So, JD14 is one. What else? The Russell's 13 again. Gotta get another one of those. What else? Man, it was. Oh, what I am definitely hunting is the Penelope 17-year light whiskey.
Oh.
I don't know if all of you guys have had a light whiskey. It is something about an older 99% corn that just does it for me, man. Oh my God.
Here at Bourbon School, we call that corn forward.
Corn forward. Yes.
And it's very, very sweet, very sweet.
So I had to pour that at a bar here while up in Buffalo, and I think it was last year's like the 15-year. I think. I don't know.
That would be the day that I don't remember.
It was at Black.
Was it Penelope? It was Penelope.
It was the Penelope American Light Whiskey, and I just remember it being hot and sweet.
Oh, just like me.
That was just like Maria. But that's like all I got off of it. It was just like. But I would like to try it again. I think that was
Nerds and Turds. They did a barrel pick last year. Theirs was Dukes of Hazmat. It was I think 161 proof. One of my favorite pours of last year. That was great. Yeah,
that's crazy.
But see the 16-year what was it? The 16-year rye 3 that I had. Mm-hmm. That thing, I think it was it was sub hazmat. It was like 139.6 or something like that, or 4. It didn't drink. That's one thing that I noticed about light whiskeys. They do not drink at their proof. They drink at least 10 to 15 proof points lower, and they're always sweet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Penelope's last year's Penelope was a 15-year. Yeah, it's the one I tried, and it was good. It seemed kind of one note, very sweet, but I definitely would try it. Maybe that 17-year will find its way into our sample pile.
Shipments.
Dave Vogelsang.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave.
That guy.
Hint.
If you get a box of samples from Dave, every single one
is a banger.
Banger. It's
crazy. I knew Brian was going to say that.
Okay.
It's some absolute.
Am I the only one?
Stuff too.
Am I the only one that when I open Dave's samples, I do like this?
I do a little happy dance. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All
cheers,
right,
Dave, by the way. Cheers.
What are we looking for? What do you want?
Okay. Well,
I know what you want. You want the Woodford.
Shane, what's up?
Oh.
Okay. So yes, I would love
Shane.
to have. You mean the Woodford double oaked, right? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, for sure. But for me, I'm more of a collector, right? So I have my Christmas Village collection. It's still behind us. We haven't put the Village away.
We haven't taken it down yet.
But so what I like to do is I like to get a whole collection of something. So I really want all of the Four Roses recipes, and I really want to get all the colors of the Penelope.
Okay.
So that's like something I want to complete.
That's your goal this year.
Yeah, I want to complete those two collections. That's just something I like to do.
I don't know that there's anything that I'm going crazy. I will say this. Right now, the way their releases have been coming out since MGP bought them, except for the Havana and Rio, which I could care less about, I think anything that Penelope puts out, I'm buying.
Yeah, I'm all in on Penelope.
I am on the Penelope train right now.
I agree. And in fairness, and all kidding aside, like if Brian comes up with something that he really wants, like last year I found the George C. Stagg for him. If there's something that he really, really wants, I'll probably like do my best to try to find that. Like I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff too. So
yeah, well, we'll see. I am. Well, we'll see. I'm not like really hunting or like really dying for anything.
He says that now, and it's only February. So.
Yeah, it'll take one bottle for me to be like, ooh, I want that.
Like when we were on a freeze in January, and I'm sure we got a couple more bottles than we anticipated. Right.
We did,
so.
Yeah, wait till October and November rolls around, then things will change.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, October and November were
wild,
crazy.
It was fun. It was wild.
It was fun. Okay. So before we go on, guys, if you're watching on Bourbon School, at the top of the chat, there's a pinned comment that has the link to go subscribe to the Whiskey 6 channel. If you would be so kind as to do that, we are going to increase our stream frequency. We got some fun things coming up this year. So we want you to make sure you're subscribed so you catch up and you hear about all that. So go ahead and hit that link, hit the subscribe button, and how about the channel? Okay, next. Are you going to be hunting? This is kind of related, but it's really, I guess, guys, we kind of started this discussion because for the last couple times we've been in a planning stream, we've been talking about hunting videos. And some of it is like, what's the deal with hunting videos? And then like, do you do hunting videos? But really, this is not just about hunting. This is really about like hunting and chasing after bottles. Like we talked about bottles we'd want to get, but who here is really into the like, okay, this Saturday, I'm going into town and I'm hitting every store and I'm finding this, and this, or this liquor store put a post up that they got a case of this bottle. I'm like running there on my lunch break to grab one, like all that kind of stuff. Like, is anybody here really feeling that? Or is that something that maybe, I don't want to say you're past it, but maybe it's something you never really did. So we'll start with Myron. Myron, how do you feel about like the chase and the hunt for like? Go ahead.
I am a guy who I do enjoy the chase. I get this adrenaline rush when it comes to the chase. Kind of the same thing when I got into golf. So when I got into golf, like, believe it or not, you can go to the thrift store and I found Titleist Vokey wedges at the thrift store. Like you can go to the thrift store and find some good stuff. But that adrenaline rush, and then sometimes I'll get the emails like the BK Miller, that the last hunt video I did at BK Miller. They sent me an email and I had missed their Blanton's pick. They did a Blanton's pick and I missed it.
Oh wow.
And that was last year. So this year when I got that email, I was like, oh, I've got to go. I said a Weller foolproof pick, and I had just got a Weller foolproof pick from another store. And great guy, he does not charge like super high prices. He charges right at retail. As long as you are a member of the Bourbon Club and you have enough points, you get it for that price. And the second store I went to, they only charge a few dollars over retail, but I'm still one of those guys that I enjoy to hunt, man, especially when it's something I really want to find. I enjoy to hunt, and I enjoy when I get it.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
Wade.
Wade, what about you? Are you a hunter and chaser?
Chaser. So if some places, so obviously most of the time when the store an hour away from me says, we just dropped this, it's not even worth my time to drive over there, right? So, but hunter is kind of a different way to, so when I go to different states and things like that, I always love going into different stores and just seeing what I can find, right? I would say one of the coolest things I found, I would love to go and get a Weller Full Proof and all that stuff, but I haven't come across one of those yet. I would say I went to Kansas City and I stopped into this liquor store, and my buddy and I were in there, and I went in. And I'm just walking through the store. Okay, they've got this whole wall of whiskey right behind it. And I already know they're expensive, right?
Yeah.
You've been there. You've been to this place. I guarantee it. So it's all expensive, secondary kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah. So I walked through the aisle and I looked down. And so this would have been last year. I looked down and I see early times. And so I look down there. And it's black caps. And I'm like, yes. Yes. And there was 12 of them. And I'm like, well, I probably shouldn't take all 12.
A case of
I'm buying 11 of them.
Yeah.
So I did what any rational person did. I grabbed 6. And
that's a case. True case.
Yeah. And so I go up and I'm like knowing everything, right? I just set it down. I'm like, all right. And they're like, oh, you having a party? I'm like, I'm about to. And I'm like, but I need to know what this costs because I'm seeing that you have a Blanton's for $400 up here. Type of thing. And they're like, ring it in. It doesn't ring up. And I'm like, here it comes.
Yeah.
He yells at the guy. He's like, and they're speaking a different language at that point. At this point, I'm like, how much should I sell this?
But I could guess the language.
Guess the number. And the guy goes, and he comes back and he goes, $11.99 a bottle.
Oh,
what?
More to go get.
Yeah. It's the best rush I've ever had. It was so good.
That's not even
Go get the other 6?
That's not even retail.
I know. And so I got 6. I walked out, and my buddy went and got a couple. Because he was staying in the truck, and so I'm like, "Hey, buddy, go ahead." And that's
awesome.
That's like it's like going fishing and catching a big, on that special lure, and it's like I gotta go fishing again. I gotta go. Yeah. They're out there. Yeah. So I mean, I did myself in with catching that one, but
wow,
that's great.
Holy crap!
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's
the black
amazing.
caps are amazing.
Love them. Love it.
I just enjoyed all of Myron's reactions to those stories. You could hear, ooh, ooh. It's very enjoyable.
This is all I got.
Brown Foreman selling early times is the
11.99.
dumbest thing to ever happen in whiskey.
It's
Yep.
I was ashamed. And I always thought that this was a close replacement. I always thought the
Yes.
Crack 100 was close to the black. Yeah. It's not quite the same, obviously, but
I was going to ask, have you tried them head to head? They're not quite.
I have. The Blacktop wins, but it's close.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Even the Old Forester 100 is a really good replacement for the Black Cap as well.
Okay.
Black Cap is one of my favorites of all time, but Old Forester 100, I blinded those. And actually, last time I did it, the Old Forester actually won just barely.
Yeah. I always laughed at people that have talked about bunkered, stuff like that. And I was like, I'm not going to have that. Those suckers are bunkered. They are deep, deep, deep away.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was actually considering making a video, not to derail the conversation, but just
No, you're fine.
since this came up. My sister picked up a couple bottles of the Blue Cap for me down in Indiana because I had not tried it yet. And so I have one Black Cap that's about 3/4 full. So that's gotten to be like, that's my special occasion bourbon at this point because I can't replace it. Mm-hmm. But so I did a video where I did a comparison of Black Cap versus Blue Cap. I didn't like the Blue Cap as much, but I was like, it's still pretty good though. It's still not a bad whiskey for $25 for a liter of it or whatever. Yeah. And then it was suggested to me to do a blind of them because they're a little closer than you think maybe if you do a blind. I did a 3-way blind with the Black Cap, Old Forester 100, and the Blue Cap, and I picked the Blue Cap out immediately. I was like, that's the one that's off profile, that one. But I said again in that video, it's still pretty good for $25. Now, so both of these Blue Cap bottles that I got had the same DSP information. I didn't look at the laser code. So I killed the one bottle, and then I opened up the next bottle of the Blue Cap, and it was absolute dog shit. It didn't taste anything like, I don't know what the deal is, and they were both the same. They had the same DSP information,
Well,
and they're
that's
both
just
blue
the
caps, but one of them was horrible.
So DSP is your distillery. That has nothing to do with
that's just the distillery.
The blending,
Right, but so the black cap has two different DSPs. So the blue cap and the black cap both have the early times distillery information, and then the black cap has the Brown Forman, and the blue cap has the I don't know what it is, whatever one it is. But yeah, Sazerac. And then so both of them had the same DSP, so they're the same two DSPs. So they're both different from the black cap, but there was a night and day difference between those two blue cap bottles. Like the other one was unrecognizable.
I know we're tangenting off subject here, Brian. I apologize, but who remembers this guy? This abomination.
What is it?
Yeah, with the divot in the bottom.
This is the in-between bottle, which is still blended by Barton, by the way. That's important. Yeah, this is the notch bottle. Yeah. That was the one that was tricking everybody. They're like, oh, I got a black cap. And then you open it up, it's like, oh, it tastes like ass.
I didn't even know about that.
Before we move on, let me give my story. So
okay,
I was in South Carolina, had a black cap, ran through it. The guys in the room, some of the guys in the room weren't even bourbon guys. One guy even took a picture because he enjoyed it that much. So then I do a blind with a black cap and a blue cap. This was just when Brown Forman sold it to Buffalo Trace, and the blue cap actually won. It edged it out. So then I I had somebody buy a blue cap, went through that one. I was like, okay, it's okay. I bought a blue cap recently, and it tasted like very young Benchmark, and I was so disgusted with the bottle. It's still sitting back in my little storage area that I was like, I don't even think I can finish this thing. It was that bad.
Yikes!
I wonder.
Mine was terrible, but I still drank it.
I wonder, Myron. I wonder, Myron, if the black cap that you tried against it had the notch in it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Because see that's when Barton first took it over, and that's the worst version to me. That's like.
But it wasn't bad. It was still a great bottle that I got sent from me. I got hand delivered to me from someone who bunkered a whole bunch of them.
I got you.
It wasn't me.
Because they're
Wade.
Because
you guys are missing my best material, man. Son of a gun.
Bobby, what about you? I know you've made hunting videos. Are you like a jump and chase kind of guy?
Nope, never have been. And I mean, the only time I might go wait in line for a bottle, just because I want to do it for content, just to see what it's like at some point. Go up and down the line, like Bruzel does, I guess. Right? He's always doing that crap. So maybe at some point, but. I've never been like, dude, it's too freaking cold. I'm not doing that shit. That's the way I'm looking. I'm like, dude, it's whiskey, and I like it, and I like to find this stuff, but I'm not going to wait in line for. They might have 2 bottles. You get there, and they just got the last one. I'm not into that shit.
California soft ass.
Hey, well, here's the other part of it. I don't have to go hunt.
I was going to say, did you say it's too cold? Did you just say that to Minnesota, Nebraska, New York, and Maryland, and Kentucky's?
We were in the negatives like 2 weeks ago, Ben. So
it's not that cold, but I will say I'm in Northern California. It's like 35 degrees at night here, 30, 35. So that's cold for me. That's cool.
We had a cold day a couple weeks ago.
Almost freezing. So
I have to ask a question from a Midwesterner. How's the wind, though?
That makes it different.
The wind sucks. Right.
We had a snow day that was actually a cold day a couple weeks ago because the temperatures dipped below. I think it was like
wind
negative
chill was
20,
like 20 below.
20 below. Yeah. So it wasn't even because of the weather. It was because of the wind chill. Because we have kids who are walkers, and so they can't expose them to that. So that's
White
crazy.
Walkers at that point. Crap.
Exactly.
The White Walkers. Did he say White Walkers?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
I know what it is.
Okay.
Anyway, I've never really been into that. I like to go I do like to go and find them. It's cool if I'm there shooting a video where I'm like, oh, cool. Wonder if they do have some stuff. But what I do really is I go to the liquor stores because we're not ABC State. And I just build the relationships with the owners or the spirits managers, and like Corbin Cash and Sabbatical. I go there. I was at Sabbatical yesterday. I have great relationships with all those guys, and they just give me a call.
Yeah,
if they have something. So I'm like, I don't have to go hunt as much, stuff does cost more, if you want to buy it.
Yeah.
Building relationships helps that.
Yeah, man.
Sean, I imagine I know your answer, but I mean, maybe you'll surprise us. Are you like a guy who like, oh shit, this store got this, I'm jumping in the car to grab it right now?
No, I'm really close with one store here, and they're really the only store that sells things at a reasonable price. That's why now, and like Wade, there's not a ton of stores around me. I kind of live in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky. So there's only 3 stores near me, and 2 of them are owned by a big chain group that they mark up everything. So I just don't shop there unless there's like a shelfer that I know they have that my other local doesn't. That's the only time I ever go there. But so if they call me and they have something cool in, then obviously I'll swing down there and get it, because literally I could walk there. It's like it's like right down the road.
Nice.
But so I don't know if that really qualifies as hunting. So I don't really do a lot of hunting, but kind of piggybacking on Wade's story. When I'm out with buddies, and I go to bourbon meetups quite a bit and stuff, then I'll do some hunting. And occasionally, like Wade said, you'll find a cool bottle, and then this one's almost gone. That's
a quarter cask.
This is a Knob Creek Quarter Oak, and this was a limited run. And I found this well after they were gone. Like, and this has always been one of my favorite Knob Creeks, just because I love that kind of double oak profile. This isn't really a true double oak, but it's similar. And they had it at sub retailing. I paid like $22 for it.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Occasionally, you will find a cool little hidden gem. So
That's cool.
And that's the best feeling.
That's awesome.
Unfortunately, there were not 12 though. There was only 1.
That's too bad. Ben, what about you?
I like to hunt. I go to a lot of stores, and so I enjoy that. I don't really follow a lot of places that, like, I'm not really on lists where they do drops, because they don't, like, Minnesota's not a controlled state, so there's not really like a drop that comes to the state, but individual liquor stores will. I do follow one store called Liquor Boy. It's a great store in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. They'll put on their Instagram, if they're getting something. But then the rest of the stores I follow usually post if they're having like a raffle. They'll do like a, come put your name on the list or whatever. And usually I don't, like, most of those stores, like one of them is a great store, but it's in downtown Minneapolis. Like, I'm not going to fight to get into downtown Minneapolis to go put, one raffle ticket in a raffle. Because my chances of getting that are so small. I mean, I love to go to that store whenever I'm down there, but so like I'm more into just checking out any random store, and every once in a while you just get lucky, and that feeling of just like, oh my God, I can't believe that's sitting there. They must have just put it out there or something. So like I'm kind of like, you like Wade, you were saying, if they put on the social media that there's a drop, if it takes you an hour to get there, chances are you're not going to get one anyway.
Right.
So I'm more into, I guess, like finding the interesting store picks and stuff like that, or just exploring brands I've never had. But for me, like, it's the thrill of just finding a good deal, like Wade, like what you had said.
Yeah.
I found one time, I've told this story before, but Greg and I went over to this store in the next town over. They had a bunch of Knob Creek store picks, and they were all like the 9-year ones or whatever. But there was one mixed in with the 9 years that because I was looking at them to see if they're all the same, because one of them had a slightly different label on it. So I looked at it, and it was one of the 15-year picks. This is right when they were on the back end of doing that. So I went up, and it didn't have a price tag, and I asked them, and they scanned it, and it's $39.99.
Oh,
for a 15-year Knob Creek store pick. So I snagged it, and it was one of the best, at the time, this was a couple years ago, one of the best bourbons I've ever had. I absolutely loved it. Went back to that store. They had refilled the Knob Creek section with all their, the rest of their 9-year picks. And I decided to just look through it just out of curiosity. And I went back, and the very, very back bottle was another one of them. Another one of that same 15-year. And so I snagged that again. Nice. And that, to this day, is the one bottle on my shelf I still have not opened yet. Like, that's my most coveted bottle. I will probably wait until, like, maybe hit 5,000 subs or something. So 3 years from now, I'll open the thing.
Very cool.
Very nice. That's awesome.
It's a great bottle.
One last
What's that?
thing I wanted to say on hunting is just a general advice from my experience of hunting is the shadier the neighborhood, the better whiskey you're going to find. Like if there's a meth lab that just burned down like down the street, that's the store. That's the store you want to go to.
Bars on the windows.
Yeah, bars on the windows. Yeah.
Yep.
Like
That's
triple deadbolts on the front door. That's
I'm
where
not
you
going
go.
to that store.
I'll go to the store.
You can go.
I'll go for the both of us.
I'm not
Like
going.
honestly, so true story. Again, like a previous, where is it here? It's somewhere there. There it is. So this was in a very shady neighborhood. The other Ben could tell you about it. There was a guy that was literally passed out by the front door. He had too much maybe. But this bottle I got for $100 last year. This is a B519.
Oh wow!
Nice.
Wow.
I mean, finding these in the wild is almost impossible, but to get it for $100, even more wild. Yeah. So hit up your shady liquor stores.
Nope.
Yeah.
I
OG
did
Brick
that.
says you want a liquor store in the hood for sure.
That's it.
My wife loves going to those places. Let me tell you.
Yeah, they're the
Oh,
best.
yeah.
What did he
Ben,
say?
you remember
He said his
Modesto,
wife
right?
loves going to those places.
Ben,
He
you
was being
remember
so-
Modesto,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So I am not a chaser at all. Like I've done it a couple times. Like I've done like the wait in line outside the store for 3 hours because they're going to do a bourbon raffle.
And it sucked every time.
And it sucked. And I'm done doing that
Yep.
stuff. And if somebody has like, oh, we dropped, I'm kind of like some of you guys where we're like, I have a couple stores down here,
Oh, you're stealing my words.
but like the stores that would have like some big drop that they'd advertise are like an hour away. So I'm not chasing after those things because by the time I get there, the guys who live 5 minutes away have scooped them all up. So I'm not doing that.
No, I'm more about like I'm like Bobby. Make relationships with people.
And we have.
Yep. And score your stuff that way because it's honestly, forgive me, but I think it's stupid to stand out there for all those hours and for
I
nothing.
agree.
She also thinks pro wrestling is stupid.
Well,
I agree with your wife on both things, Brian.
50-50.
thank
I
you.
will say
Thank you.
I am with Wade on like if we go out of town, wherever we
Oh.
go, I am like,
Go to the new place.
where's the liquor store?
Yeah, of course.
'Cause
Yep,
and
me too.
Most of the
Yes.
time, that's because I want to find a good store pick, like you said, Ben. Like,
Yes.
I am a sucker for a store pick,
Yep.
and so like we went to Maine 2 summers ago, and like we hit a shop in Portland and got some great picks, and Boston we did
Massachusetts,
Kathy's
too.
Liquor. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's something entirely different.
Yeah.
You know, you walk in, you see what they have, and you grab something. But waiting in line for like 3 hours and then nothing, and you get nothing for your 3
that
hours.
was the worst.
No, thank you.
I waited 3 hours and walked out with the Penelope Valencia. I never should even bought it, but
Hey, Ben.
I like going to different states because I like finding the stuff that's not available here.
Yes.
Right,
Like
exactly.
Cooper's Craft, for example. They don't sell
Yes.
Cooper's Craft isn't available in Minnesota. So if I'm in a different state and I see a bottle of that, I'm buying it every time. You know,
Yeah.
Or, like
For sure.
Starlight Distillery is not here. There's a
really?
whole bunch of them that are. Yeah.
interesting.
You know, opposite but similar problem, Ben. I go to other states just so I can see what actual retail prices are because here in Kentucky that doesn't fit.
It's Ben. That's how we found our Old Soul because
Yeah.
Old Soul wasn't available in New York, and we found it in Massachusetts.
Yep, we
For
got
the
a pick
first
in
time.
Massachusetts. It's
And
great.
it was fantastic. So
Yep.
I completely agree with
Yeah.
that.
Hey, Ben, didn't you find something in Modesto when you came out here to go to Yosemite or something like that?
I grabbed an Eagle Rare, but it was
Rare.
at that Liquor World that you have
was it
featured
there?
on your.
That-
Yeah. That's why it was so funny when you
Dude,
posted that video. I sent you a text. I was like, dude, I've actually been to that store.
Oh, dude, I have a great relationship with him. Actually, I'm helping him with a couple store picks and doing another store pick with him soon. And we're going to do. It sounds like he wants to do a Corbin Cash pick too.
Nice.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
store. I went in there and I got an Eagle Rare for like $35 or something like that. They had the Buffalo Trace kosher recipes too, but I think they were a little overpriced, but they weren't bad. But I didn't know anything about them, so I didn't know what the price should be. But yeah, it's the one that's like right around the corner from the Rayleighs in that like strip mall area
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually in Modesto before I was. I was just trying to find anything. Right, went to this Mofo Liquor Store in Modesto, not Liquor World, but I happened to get a Stag Junior Batch 12 at this just random freaking liquor store for like 150. At the time, I was like, sweet.
Yeah, man.
I went to the Bevmo in Modesto too. That was pretty good. It's kind of like right by like a Chick-fil-A or I can't. What is the restaurant right or an In-N-Out or something like that or right next to the freeway. Yep.
Right freeway. Yeah.
We didn't find any liquor stores when we went to Yosemite, did we?
I don't think we
California?
weren't really hunting at that time.
Yeah, we didn't really hit any liquor stores out there when we went.
No, and we flew, so
that's true.
Yeah.
We couldn't really bring them home. Okay.
And we were with our kids. They ruin everything.
That is also true. All right. So I've got some new labels hit this week that I was pretty interested in. I want to gauge your guys' interest. Actually, it wasn't this week. It's been over the last few weeks. So
starting with us.
Let's start with this one here. Anybody feeling that? I am not. I am not a Weller fan, and it's 90 proof, and it has no interest in me.
It's not even bourbon.
It's wheat whiskey, exactly. Yeah.
And also, if you did find it, it would be $1 billion.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
That's too much, Sean. $1 billion is far too much.
I'm not paying that.
No.
Yeah.
You might be right.
I agree.
By the way, this is the new trend now too. You see down here, 700 mils.
I see that.
All these
are going to pay more and get less.
Like special releases are all going down to 700 mil now.
But
because the TTB approved. So yeah,
Brown Foreman is the one who pretty much started it because all of the new Jacks, all of the new Woodford Reserve,
the
bottles,
Woodford batch proof. Yep.
They claim that we need to make it easier to sell internationally because Europe does or UK does 700 milliliters, so we need to do 700 milliliters so we can just do one bottle. No, that's bullshit.
Sure.
Well, I mean,
suck it, Europe.
In fairness, though,
exactly. Suck it.
The Bonded was a international bottle even before America hit America. So
yeah, OG Brick, it is a wheat whiskey. It's not even a bourbon. Anybody on this panel gonna go searching for that one?
Like, that's the first time I've seen that label. I didn't even know that was a thing. Being a wheat whiskey and being 90 proof at 18, it's just sad. That's sad.
Yeah.
Yes, 90 fucking proof. But let me ask you a question, Wade. So I'm a big Heaven Hill fan.
Yep.
I do like the Bernheim barrel proofs. What's your take on the Bernheim barrel proofs?
All right, Myron, you and I are going to be separate here.
It's where you part ways.
I've only had 2 batches, so like I haven't. Like I feel like the Elijah Craig barrel proofs, even like there's such a variety, or Booker's or all that, there's such a variety in the releases, and so I've had 2 and they were fine, if that makes sense. Like they weren't exceptional, and so it's like I do like some wheat. I like wheaters. I'm a huge Weller guy. I love Weller Full Proof. If you gave me a choice to do that,
Larceny. I
don't mind Larceny barrel proofs sometimes. Like it's one of those things that depends on the release.
Same,
you know, it's just true. It's just an interesting thing. So Bernheim, I just need to have some good batches to bring.
I like them.
Yeah.
Which batch did you have, Wade? Just out of curiosity.
Oh hell no, I have fun. All right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Myron, that was literally going to be the next bottle I reached for before you said that, because started talking about wheat whiskey. I was like, I got to get into this Bernheim.
Hey, so it's Myron's favorite. I guarantee it. The one that I don't like. It's B923 is the one that.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, I have put a dent in it.
Wow.
Hell, I'm trying to get.
Okay, there you go.
There you go, Wade.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Hold up. So I think they released the first bottle in 23. So this is what I'll say. I liked A of 23, didn't like B of 23, liked A of 24, and then liked B of 24.
Okay.
So actually B was the only one that I was like, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm 50-50.
Well, I will say
3 out of the 4 ain't bad.
That's why he sent me some, because he was like, this kind of sucks. I'll send it to Brian.
Nah.
I see how it is, Myron. Thanks a freaking lot.
I said, y'all.
Hey,
the good
Myron.
wheat whiskey.
Myron, by the way, I know you're a huge fan of this bottle. I've been looking. I found this about 2 hours before we started this stream. Finally, the freaking C924. Finally.
Yes.
Yeah, these things, I mean, Larceny Barrel Proof is super easy to get a hold of in Minnesota, but for whatever reason, this batch was not showing up anywhere. And I've seen you talk about it so many times, Myron. I'm super pumped to get into this. I'm not going to open it tonight because I'll wait to review it, but I'll probably film the review of it tomorrow. And so I'm super excited about this one.
So I thought that the A123 was going to be my like whiskey of the year. Like I was like, this is going to be my wheated bourbon of the year, right? So then C923 hit, and I was like, oh shit, like that is going to be my bourbon of the year. But when these C924s, they were special to me. And then the Virginia ABC they were trying to get rid of them. And they dropped the price down to $52.
Talking about
I had to get them.
Okay.
So you
I had to pay
prefer
$70.
the C over the B, Myron?
You know what? I'm not one of those guys who tends to believe in, okay, I like this batch over this batch. Because like I said, I love the A123. And then the C923 came out. I didn't like the B, love the C923. The A124, I think I like that one, pretty good. But the C924 just happened to just speak to me.
Okay.
Cheers, Doc. Tom Black says, Jesus, Myron has a magic liquor cabinet. Someone mentions a bottle and he pulls it out.
You know what, Myron? We talked about this before. You like the grape note, and I don't. That's
yeah. But that's mostly in Buffalo Trace products and in the Russell's products. Wild Turkey products is more clove to me.
Yeah.
I love the grape note on like an Eagle Rare. I love that.
All right. Speaking of which, everybody feeling this one. Hold on. Let me present.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
He's not good at this because I'm not doing it.
Nope, it's this one.
Magic liquor.
How about that one? Anybody?
We need two of you, Marie Ann.
Maybe Myron can like magic. He's got a magic liquor cabinet. He can like do some cloning or something. I don't know.
That's it.
Yeah.
7.
I'm feeling this
7.
one for sure.
But
I just don't know if it's going to be attainable.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not a huge Eagle Rare fan. You guys know that. I mean, but if it's this is 95, right? At 12 years.
Yes.
So
95 proof.
If it gets closer to the BTAC, the 17 year, I know that's 101 proof at 17 years. But if this is even like an Eagle Rare store pick, which I love, I haven't had Eagle Rare store pick that I haven't liked, but regular Eagle Rare, it's meh. It's really
regular Eagle Rare is they're mostly basically single barrels.
Yeah, essentially.
That got disproven.
The way they
did. There's a whole video on that.
Well, I mean,
a couple videos on that got disproven.
So what is it? Is it batch like everything else? I thought they just did it one barrel at a time, so they can't call it a single barrel because some of them have barrel overlap.
I think they
but some of the bottles are just.
That was the rumor. Then they went to the distillery and they said no, it's just big batch.
It's a batted type of thing.
Batted, yeah.
Well,
we're all in the same boat, thinking the same thing because everyone heard that story.
Yeah,
someone
I didn't know
went to the source and Rick interviewed the guy and said, "Nah, it's not true."
Okay.
Well, Wade pulled out some bottles of Eagle Rare too. So hold up, Wade, are you chasing the 12?
So some of my followers call me Eagle King.
I saw that in the comments. I was wondering what that meant. Everybody kept putting Eagle.
When I was building, I was giving away some. I was lucky enough to get. I had accrued a bunch of Eagle Rare. It was one of those things that I couldn't go anywhere and find what I wanted, but I found Eagle Rare. Right.
Okay.
And so I'm like, when I hit, I don't even remember, 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away this many Eagle Rares. All you have to do is go to any of my videos and just put an Eagle, and every time you do that, that's an entry. And my God, that was the worst decision I've ever made.
That's a mistake.
I think it was like 4,800 Eagles that I counted.
Oh my God.
It was insane. And so when you see Eagle in the chat, that's the joke. They know.
I like it.
Love it.
I like it, Wade. A man of the people.
Eagles in the chat. Wade will give away an Eagle Rare.
Oh,
For every
yeah,
Eagle
love
in the
it,
chat
dude.
here.
Oh shit.
So I think by brand, I have to go after it. I have to.
Yeah.
Oh, hell
Yeah, for sure. You gotta give the people what they want.
Yeah.
It's funny because the very first comment before we even started the stream, before we even went live, the very first comment just said "Eagle" with an exclamation
God.
point. I was like, I don't know what that means.
It's a joke that
That's
won't die.
awesome.
Now we know.
It's going to be with you forever.
Yeah.
Okay, last
That's
one.
fantastic.
I
This
kind of
is
want it on my tombstone. Just
yeah.
There you go. Eagle.
This is
couple
really the
exclamation
only
points.
one
I'll be set. Yeah.
I'm super excited about. I don't know if everybody else is, but this one has me very excited. Have you seen this one? Penelope Cigar.
Ugh.
I would say mildly aroused is where I'm at.
So blend of straight bourbon,
That's what she
100%
said.
single malt, American single malt, and American light whiskey.
Ew.
So it's all three of those.
I don't want
Hold
that.
up. Go over the blend again.
Okay, it is. Hold on, let me go to the screen. It is the blend of straight bourbon, 100% American single malt, and American light whiskey.
Wait, didn't you say something about tobacco?
And it's going to be
Cigar?
101 proof.
You said cigar.
It's a cigar blend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it
That's
finished?
why I'm interested in it.
I'm interested in it because it is blended specifically to drink while you're smoking a cigar.
Sure.
But see, a lot of companies don't do American whiskey the way I want them to. I love American light whiskey. Most American light whiskey is 95 to 99% corn. But like the Claremont Steep, I do not like. The Balcones American whiskey, I do not like. But like Old Line, yes. Westward, yes. I love those two. So it's like it's got to be blended just right. I do want to taste it. I want to try it. It would be an interesting bottle to have.
I think if this one is reasonable and you can get it, I will definitely buy this one. And I'm not a huge single malt guy, and I'm not a light whiskey guy, but I am a Penelope guy, and so I will give this one a shot.
That I would pass on that one for
And,
sure.
and Brian, I apologize. Is it finished? Well, a lot of cigar blends and batches and stuff like that are finished in something with sweet.
No.
Is
Yeah.
it
Cognac.
And I
Cognac
don't.
a
Let me
lot.
look. I don't think this
Armagnac,
is.
cognac.
Let's see.
interesting?
United Crafts create ultimate pairing for medium-bodied cigars. It does not say anything about any kind of finish.
Interesting.
That
So-
was kind of the one thing that attracted me to it because like I'm not really a finished bourbon guy, but when it comes to whiskeys, when it comes to cigars, I like my whiskeys very sweet to power through, sometimes that bitterness of a cigar. So when they called out, what it was and didn't mention anything being finished, I was like, wow, that might be something just to try.
And it is
Hopefully it doesn't
distilled.
taste like Old Elk cigar cut. It tasted like straight up dirt.
This is
Not kidding,
distilled in
man.
Indiana and Kentucky, so there's some Kentucky bourbon in there.
Together, I would say you want to drink it together, Bob, but you can't drink right now. But yeah, my bottle's still
Cheers.
sitting there. I've had it 3 years.
Yeah, it's
I would love to try that cigar cut because I've heard nothing but bad things, but I won't buy a bottle of
it's
it.
if you've had any other cigar blend, they're normally sweet, right? So when you get this
Yeah.
one, it's a completely different. I'll give them that. And I like Old Elk products generally, and I got that one. I was all pumped up. I was like,
So it's like prunes
I was like,
and
what
like
this is not good.
it's like prunes and like biting into a potato that you just pulled out of the ground.
Yes,
I heard it's like I heard it's really really malty.
yeah, part dirty gym sock.
Sean,
I
did you
haven't
just
had
read those
great
tasting notes
luck
off the
with
back of the
Old Elk
bottle?
in general. The first Old Elk I ever got was a wheated. It's either a wheat whiskey or a wheated bourbon. It was a pick, and it was like drinking freaking gasoline. It was terrible.
Yeah,
Wow, you guys make these bourbons sound very appealing. Like I really want to try everything you're talking about right
Kathy's got a couple cigar cuts up on the shelf. If you
Ugh.
want to go get some.
now. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
also,
out.
also AZ with the OG Penelope joke. Appreciate you, buddy.
Nice.
Penelope.
There he is. Penelope. Peen. He said peen.
Penelope.
Okay. All right. So before we move out of the whiskey conversation, any last thoughts on anything we talked about before we move on?
No,
Okay, good.
good.
All right. So now we're going to move on to some non-whiskey topics. I cut out number 2, guys, so we're going to stick with just number 1, which was now keep in mind, folks, we did our planning stream last
in January when the fires
when these fires were in
were
full
hot,
swing.
when they were hot and heavy.
That's not funny though.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was
Marianne.
funny. I found it funny. I was about to laugh.
I was
when
just
you said
trying
it
to
wasn't
be nice.
funny.
It was
I'm
freaking
sorry.
hysterical,
I'm
but-
sorry.
I feel
Anyway.
like I should ask Bobby. Is
You
it-
interrupted
we-
laughter by saying it's not funny.
So at the time, the fires were like in the middle of raging, right? And so it was kind of like,
raging.
oh wow, this is going to be interesting because there was a lot of stories happening around
Right.
them. But I guess at this point, like I know Bobby, you're up north, you're not down in LA, but I'm sure you talked to people.
affected.
What's happening? Like what's the update? What's the situation? And what's going on? And then we'll rip some celebrities.
Well, we get
I
affected
know I'm
by it
ripping.
because fires that large, you get strike teams from all over the state, out of the country. It's just the resources, or you can't have enough resources to throw at stuff like that. So
Sure.
just real quick, I'll just tell you, this is just the start to the year. I'll go straight to the CAL FIRE website. So
Okay.
right now, we're just barely in February, right? We've had 51,818 total emergency responses. 337 of them are wildfires.
Oh my God.
Over almost 58,000 acres burned. 29
Jesus.
fatalities and almost 17,000 structures destroyed.
That's
Oh my
terrible.
God.
We're just in
Okay,
February.
I want to make sure I heard you right, Bobby. 58,000 acres burned?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Holy hell. That's,
Yeah,
I
you're
mean, I
saying
knew it
this-
was a lot, but that is huge.
This is I went to the minute current website. CAL FIRE, everything's up to the minute on CAL FIRE. All the
Wow.
incidents going on and all that stuff. It's crazy. If you want your jaw to drop, you're like, seriously, that much? But we've gone
That's a lot of
From-
acreage. Yeah.
we've gone from that now to aircraft dropping out of the sky, right? So
Oh my God.
Right.
What the hell, Bobby?
Like seriously,
And that-
like
Seriously.
that's my specialty, the aircraft firefighting. That's what I
right.
do.
But
So-
I mean, the helicopter situation was just,
Oh,
unfortunate.
Sean, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I am not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm telling you.
well, luckily
much.
Sean is.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Well, can we do it now? I know it's late in the night. Let's do it.
Go for it. Go for
We
it.
could do it anytime, buddy.
Is
So
there any
real-
chance you would kill JFK?
Before we get off of fires, it's crazy how it dropped off the news cycle. I mean, you had plane crash, helicopter crash, Trump's a whirlwind, and so like everybody forgot all about the fires,
Yeah.
but they're still going on, correct?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I got a list of them right here that are still going on. If you guys can see that.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Hold on, we're
solo
going to
you.
solo you, Bobby. Just hold on a minute.
And just to your right, left.
There
Yeah, there
we
you
go.
go.
There we go.
So, see here's all the fires going on right now.
Oh,
Oh my
my
These
God.
are wildfires.
That is some fires.
Did you guys see the people tackle the guy? They said he was like he was trying to start another fire, and these folks
Oh, yeah.
chased him down the road and tackled him.
Yep.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
crazy.
do it. Go back
Yeah,
to your hammer.
People are nuts, man. People are absolutely nuts. So I guess let's talk about the celebrities first.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah,
people's
sure,
opinion are on this, and then if you and Sean want to nerd out on conspiracies about helicopters and such.
Honestly, Brian, that needs its own night, so that'll be another.
I agree.
We can stay on
that's a
topic,
whole
but
other-
Sean,
Okay.
I'm happy to discuss this with you anytime.
Yes.
Anytime at all.
Fantastic.
So here was kind of where we got, because this was when we were talking about this was fresh.
Yep.
Like it had just happened.
Yep.
If you don't know who Mandy Moore is, she was a singer.
Watch my face.
She was
Singer,
she was
actress.
the voice of Rapunzel in the
Yeah,
Tangled
yeah.
movie.
And then she was just in the TV show.
Not
This
The
Is
Last
Us.
of Us.
No,
This
This
Is
Is
Us.
Us.
So she's singer, actress, whatever. Very successful. Like she's making that Disney money, y'all.
Actress is maybe a little too friendly, but yeah, sure.
She's on a
Okay.
TV show.
But she
Oh God.
was pushing a GoFundMe for
For her brother-in-law.
her brother-in-law.
It's her relative. It was her
Relative.
actual relative.
Hey, Myron, mute your mic.
Yeah, we need to mute Myron. He doesn't know that we can.
Oh,
I got it.
please
Hold on.
hold.
Gotcha. Got it.
Okay.
All right.
So she was pushing a GoFundMe for her
Brother-in-law.
because they had lost their home. Now, I am sympathetic to anybody who lost their
Of
home.
course.
Obviously, it's an expense for anybody. Mandy Moore, who is going to people and pushing a GoFundMe, what is your if it's not for a telethon or a charity or something like that, should a celebrity be pushing people to donate to their personal causes or their
family
brothers'
members?
personal causes? Let's start with Sean. What do you think?
I'm glad you're starting with me because I just looked it up right now. I wanted to be sure I was not just talking crap. So as of 2025, Mandy Moore is worth $14 million.
There it is.
I thought it would have been more, actually.
So, yeah, that does make it more awkward to ask regular people that don't have $14 million for money.
Sean,
Sean the
you're
Rock.
beyond the level of awkward here. That is absolute bullshit.
Yeah. Well, you know, when we were doing the planning stream, this is not the first time this has happened. Celebrities have a tendency to do this pretty often. I don't know who remembers when all the disasters happened in Hawaii, and Oprah, who is literally a billionaire. The Rock, I don't know what The Rock's net worth is, but it's way more than Mandy Moore. I know that.
It's a friggin' lot.
They got on and were asking people to help people in Hawaii. I was like, Oprah, I'm pretty sure you can solve this one on your own. Just saying.
Yeah.
Seriously. With money left over.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, just like with, and I'm not going to get into the politics of it, just like how celebrities got involved in all the election stuff. Nobody cares about what any celebrity says anymore. Just stop talking.
Actually,
don't ask me for money. Don't ask me for my vote. Don't ask me for anything.
Yep.
Go play your little acting gig and then just stay out of my life.
You are empty vessels. Shut up and entertain me.
That's all Brian says. Entertain me, clown. That's all I want you to do.
Why do we care what these clowns have to say anymore? Like it's absolutely
Exactly.
And on both sides, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like you're a joke.
Well, over this last
Wade.
election, it's been proven to be a negative effect anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Wade, you got anything on this one?
Okay, so first of all, are any of you guys sports fans?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
Well, okay, let me clarify. I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan, so you can judge
So you love to be tortured.
whether or
that's
not that counts. Yes.
Sports fan in the
long
loosest sense of the word.
suffering.
You like the Vikings.
I love NFL. I've always watched NFL, grew up watching NFL, and I was a tortured fan for a long time. I'm not going to talk about who I'm a fan of. I was a fan since 6, but anyway, that's
It's
3
the
P's.
Chiefs.
Anyway, I always laugh when I see somebody like the Kroenke family that owns the LA Rams that also are part of Sam's Club and the Walton family of Walmart and all that, and they're like, "We're going to give $1 million." Like, that's nothing to you. Like, it's a great gesture, sure, that's great, but I guarantee they called the accountant and it's like, what's the best tax relief on this? $1 million. All right, let's give him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go. It's like you could give $1 billion and no one's going to know in your bank account.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's so. Like on that account, there's a lot of people, and like I'm never going to tell anybody to spend their money a particular way because obviously I'm not good at it.
You and me both, brother.
But it's sometimes when you see that, it's like that's kind of a half-assed gesture if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
So. Asking for someone to pay for, having a celebrity that's obviously that asks for help, it's like, first of all, there's a lot of other avenues you could have went there. But did you talk to your team before you put that out there? I just want to know.
Yeah.
I'll give this to Mandy Moore. She's ballsy. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Hopefully not literally. It is California.
Not anymore. You can't be ballsy as a woman anymore.
Damn, Sean.
Ben, you want to chime in?
I think I would say that I think it's tacky to promote a GoFundMe for your own family.
Yeah.
When you're rich and famous. Now I like Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
I love the show
like
This
her
Is
less
Us.
now.
I thought she was great in it.
Oh, see, I love Ben.
But I don't have a problem with celebrities, pushing, charities or GoFundMes or whatever. Yeah. If it results in any sort of a net good, then that's a net good.
Right.
I do get the sentiment of if you're worth $1 billion and you give $1 million, it's like giving nothing. But at the same time, that million does do a lot. So then it's kind of like, well, like if I donate to a charity, you get to a certain point of wealth where your donations become viewed as how much of a percentage of your net worth is your donation.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something that only like the ultra rich have to deal with. And I do get it. Don't get me wrong. I would say if you're a billionaire and you give $1 million to a charity, that's a great gesture because it's $1 million that goes to a charity. But maybe just don't brag about it then. Just keep it quiet because you don't need to brag about it and you don't need to make it public. And But I agree with you. I think that celebrities, pushing a GoFundMe for a close family member, that comes off as tacky. If you're gonna use your star power, I guess, or whatever, maybe just use it for a general, a general charity or something like that.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to it, if I was worth $14 million and my sister and brother-in-law's house burned down, I'm just going to give them whatever they need to rebuild their house. Like, that's not even going to be a question. You know what I mean? Like, that's a 2-second phone call. How much do you need?
Seriously.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
I
Did you always took the words right out of my mouth.
Sorry.
What's that, Wayne?
Did you always have you always lived in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows. You're really nice. Really shows.
Well, thank you. Marie-Ann, what were you saying? I'm sorry, you got cut off there.
I'm sorry. I just, honest to God, Ben, like I when it was my turn, I was going to just say almost the exact same thing that you did. I agree with you. First of all, I'm like, I love like the pop culture celebrity stuff. Like usually I'm buying what they're selling. And if they're acting like they're good people, I'm going to buy it. Sure. I'd rather you pretend to be someone good than be an asshole any day of the week. So if that's what you want to pretend to be, awesome. It's a good example to set for other people. But for real, if you can't rebuild your sister and brother-in-law's house with your millions of dollars and are asking the common people to rebuild for you, shame on you. I have no love, I have no respect, and I can't respect you and want to buy anything that you're selling anymore. And I love This Is Us and I love Rapunzel. But it's just not for me.
Don't love Mandy Moore.
No, I do not. You know what I say? This is the Italian F you. That's what I say to Mandy Moore.
So I want to piggyback off something that Ben said. He talked about, like what percentage of this donation, is that of your net worth?
Right.
Well, so, in this community, and I'm sure everybody, not just on this panel, but in chat as well, has been at least a part of some kind of giveaway / fundraiser in this community, because they happen quite often and for real causes most of the time.
Yep.
And I know people individually that have given until it hurt. Like they gave more than they should have given.
Right.
Like they had to recover from that because they knew that they were going to be okay and they were helping somebody that really needed it. Yeah, sure. And so I guess that's my question. If you're going to bring up a cause that you supposedly believe in because you're on TV talking about it, did what you give hurt you? Because somebody will give till it hurts because they actually care. Yeah. So do you care enough to give till it hurts? That's my question. Or is this just a fake gesture because it's a nice tax write-off?
I mean, there is that. That's a great point, Sean.
I have a question to consider as Brian gets to the next people on the panel. They did a fun the concert thing, right? Yeah. So again, a concert is it's a telethon, right? So people have to call in and give money and money at the common people. Would it have been better? And just consider this. It just came to my mind. Would it have been better that for all the people who donated their time to just donate a marginal amount of money?
They may have, though. I mean, they may have.
We don't know. But maybe they should have, in order to participate, they should have donated a percentage of money and then donated their time as well. Yeah. Anyway, those are my thoughts for the evening.
I think that maybe just doing like a benefit like that though gets people to donate. It draws more attention. I think.
Mood.
Well, sure, for sure.
Yeah, Bobby, anything on these empty vessels?
I think we pretty much beat that one to death.
I agree.
And then when it comes to celebrities or actors, and I never know when they're telling me the truth. That's their whole job. They're pretending. They pretend for a living. So
Professional
are they pulling
pretenders.
at your heartstrings? We're professional pretenders. So
Yep.
yeah,
Who knows
got it.
when
I
they're
tend to
acting?
not do what they want. That's
Can I
Yeah.
say one really cold thing? And
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. For me, if I was in that position, I would probably assist them in getting a new home, and then I would slide them a home insurance agent card. I don't know the California thing, but like it's like not good. Fire's not a thing. Okay.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
less than. Oh man, hey, I made it rain. What the
That
heck?
Yeah,
I was
that's
just
all.
gonna
Oh my
say,
God.
what the hell is happening on Bobby's
We could
I
use that.
literally
We
thought
could
the
use
spring
that.
drip,
going off,
drop,
Bobby.
drip, drop, drip, drop?
You drip and you drop, yeah.
Yeah. It's,
So that's not a thing. Never mind. Okay, so that's not
Well,
a thing.
It is, but they're losing a lot of insurance. Actually, about a month before, a lot of that fire insurance got pulled because of our government here not allowing
Oh,
all the.
okay, gotcha. Well, in that case, I will retract
And
my
Sean.
statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like my turn. Should I go?
Sure.
That's for another
How much
stream.
time do we
Aaron and
have?
John, go.
I think that's a whole nother episode as well, Sean. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Sure.
Myron, anything on this?
Not really. I mean, you guys pretty much covered it all. I don't think celebrities should be asking. I think it's a little, to use an older word, tacky.
Yep.
Yes.
They do have a lot of money. Maybe they would, if I were in that position and I had a lot of money, I would help my family members, and then I would ask them to be the face of whatever I need asked for.
I love that.
You understand? So that way I am not being on TV, but I have helped my family members, and then I'm not putting myself out there. I'm not like bragging, like I help my family members, so then they can go and ask. And if they want to mention me, hey, that's fine, but they can go and ask, and then they can be the face of it.
Smart, Myron. You're very
one
smart.
of the most egregious examples of this. Do you remember when Kanye went on his rant during the Hurricane Katrina thing with Mike Myers when they were on the telethon? Hey, the funniest thing is the look on Mike Myers' face when he has to like come back from that, and so they're trying to read off a script, and Kanye just goes rogue and starts saying all this stuff about George W. Bush and whatever.
I mean,
and then when he gets done, then Mike Myers just awkwardly goes right back into the script like he doesn't know what to do. But the worst part about that is like he says, he's like, I feel bad because I've already been shopping, since this happened. So what I did is he says, I called my accountant and asked, what's the maximum amount I can give? And it's like, how much do you have, Kanye? If the maximum amount? Or is it the maximum amount you can give without it really affecting your lifestyle? When he said, what's the maximum amount I asked my accountant what the maximum amount I can give is. It's like, well, what do you have?
Well,
that's the maximum.
Kanye has always been one with words, for sure. But it is the fact that George W. Bush does not care about black people. That's still true today.
It's the funniest thing watching Mike Myers just like,
his face, that poor guy.
And let me throw this in. Doesn't care about clothes either, because I don't know if you guys saw the
my
Grammy
God.
pictures, but woo boy,
Myron.
What now? I didn't hear the end of what Myron said. What was that?
His wife and the Grammy pictures. He doesn't care about clothes either, because when she took her coat off, I was
Yeah.
That poor
maybe
woman,
just doesn't
she
care
was,
about
like,
her.
drinking 3 times. That poor lady, I think.
there you go, Wade.
We could have a long conversation about just that situation, but I cannot imagine that's his wife. Just by the way, I mean, I cannot imagine like parading my wife around like that. That is
so. This is what I'll say. So I took my boy. He called me today, and he was like, because I sent him the video. I was like, dude, I did not know anything about this. He was like, how could he do that? And I was like, she has a mind of her own. He didn't necessarily make her do that. Like,
but so Myron, have you seen the whole clip? Like, he very clearly like talks in her ear, and then
they both talked
and tells her to do it.
You guys, I watch
me.
lip readers, professional lip readers on TikTok. I know
Which
it's
lips?
Okay, all I'll say on this,
which lips? Which lips?
What? What did
He
you say?
said witch lips.
Jesus.
Well, it could have been any of them. They were
Could
all
have been
out
either.
there.
Yeah, they're all
All out there.
I mean, you know, I guess it depends on which pair of lips you're paying attention to, but nonetheless, in any case, one thing is certainly true, and that was that woman looked scared out of her mind in every picture I've seen of that situation.
Yes.
Like she does not look comfortable at all.
She looks like a hostage.
She didn't want to drop that coat.
Yeah.
And also,
am I the only one who thinks that she looks like a woman who's taking freedom? Because I've seen pictures of her walking with Kanye. She seems very, very comfortable in her own skin, to put it politely.
well, I mean, to Myron's point, this is not the first time she is dressed similar to this.
I mean, a body
Scantily
made
clad.
and paid for like that, you're probably it's like when I go to a buffet, I got to get my even, right? I'm going to eat till I get it. And she's probably like, I've still got like 10K to walk off of this. I got to show them.
Also, I don't know how to say his name. Usonia, I guess.
Usonian, yeah.
Sorry,
Usonian?
mispronounce. Also,
This one?
That's maybe my favorite comment of the night right there.
That's a good comment.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
good one.
Yeah, that's a
Boy.
great comment right
George
there.
Bush doesn't care about skyscrapers.
I will say the last thing about Kanye and his lovely wife is that I did show that clip to my wife, and I'm like, next date night, what do you think about this dress? And believe it or not, I got to know.
Yeah.
So
Imagine that.
that's all by dinner.
So if you learn nothing else on the Whiskey Six tonight, guys, don't trust celebrities, because otherwise it's all freak offs and baby oil.
That's
Oh,
it.
no.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
Let's get to our rapid fire. We have two folks doing rapid fire questions tonight. You want to go first or no?
We'll let Ben go.
Ben, you go first. Rapid fire. What's your question?
This kind of stemmed from a thought that I had earlier tonight.
Ouch.
Like, do you think that in our lifetime or within the next 10 years or so, we're going to learn? They've been teasing the alien thing, the extraterrestrial thing. Do you think that we're going to learn that that's going to be just a reality? The reason I was thinking about this is because I was hanging out with my granddaughter earlier tonight, and I always think about, like, you know, she's going to be like one of the first generations. Like, she's going to grow up interacting with robots. Like, as AI gets more and more a thing, like, you know, when we were kids in the 80s and we had movies with like robots in it, we always thought how cool that'd be to have a robot and whatever. Like, that's going to be a reality for her growing up, is just interacting with robots are going to be part of life. Do you think that, you know, her being a year old and like this generation of new, you know, kids that are a couple of years old now are just going to be born in the next couple of years are going to be the first generation to grow up with aliens being a reality as their norm?
Who wants to lead off here?
I've talked a lot. I'll be quiet.
Who are we going
All right.
for?
Since nobody wants to lead off, I'll say this. Okay,
Okay.
so Ben, I'm a big guy when it comes to aliens. I do believe that there's a higher power. I do believe in God. I think that there's no way that we could be here without him. I don't necessarily believe that it's the way that we preach it in today's modern times. But I will say this. There is no way that we could be the only intelligent life in a solar system. There's no way that we could be the only intelligent life in a universe. We have grown up with robots already. We didn't interact with them because they were calculators and they were computers. But when
for
it
sure.
comes to AI and it comes to artificial intelligence being more, I guess, built after a human form for us to interact with, I think yes, our grandkids probably will be the first generation. But you got to also, like I said, you got to think of it like this: we've grown up with computers, we've grown up with calculators. Those are pretty much robots. All they do is compute.
Yeah.
AI is pretty much the same thing. But yeah, as far as
I mean, I was thinking more like anthropomorphized robots. Like, you'll have a robot in your house that you can interact with that'll do things.
Like a vacuum
yeah,
cleaner?
no,
Like the Jetsons.
Yeah, like the Jetsons. Yeah,
Like the one
yeah.
that cats ride on?
No. I get you, Ben. I get you,
Hey,
Ben.
come on, we have Roombas already, Ben.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What more
I
do you
think
need?
it is getting closer and closer. So when you look at some
All
of the robots that were produced in Asian countries, yeah, I think it's getting closer.
Okay.
But what about
I mean-
aliens? You think we're good there? That my granddaughter is going to grow up and be the first generation that grows up with aliens as the norm?
I believe that too.
Shit, we just let like 10 million of them in the last 4 years.
Oh God!
I was waiting
I
for
went
the
there.
Come on, Bob.
I did it.
Bob.
Demonetized.
Come on.
We're not monetized.
Bob. Bob.
Right.
Come on, Bob. Come on.
I
Bob.
couldn't help
Bob.
myself.
Bob.
I
Bob.
I couldn't help myself.
My man.
It's too easy. Sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's too easy.
It's all right.
It's too easy.
I'm here for it, Bobby. Bobby, space aliens, yes or no?
Completely lost my thought now. I
Definitely agree. I mean, that joke
You're
was sitting there
welcome.
on a tee. It was ready. It
Yeah,
was-
I held out for like 5 minutes, guys. I'm proud of myself.
Myron just
also that's what she said.
That's what she said.
Wade.
Oh, shit.
so. Who else believes that we're going to learn about aliens and my granddaughter is going to grow up with aliens as the norm?
Wait,
Let's
I
hear
do.
from Wade.
I
Wade,
do.
go.
Yeah.
All right.
There has
So,
to be a
so I definitely
distraction.
think that we already know what we know, and I think that it's just going to be normalized here.
It already is.
And I think it's going to be one of those things. It's like, oh, we've known for however long, and it's just like, and they came, they talked, they said that they didn't want to come back. Something like that is what I imagine.
Yeah. There you go. There
They're
it
like,
is.
they're going to give us some time to figure our shit out.
All right.
yeah.
These people are stupid. We got to go and
Yeah.
get back in a few hundred
For sure.
years.
Right. But I do feel like that knowledge, well, I hope if there is actual knowledge there that is just provided to us, give us the chance to just make our own decisions. That's all
We
I
don't
hope.
need to be in the dark about
Okay.
everything.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
For sure.
Sean, what about you?
Well, I'm trying to think about all my thoughts on aliens and make it like a compact answer. So I think there's two scenarios. Either we have been visited, and if we have been visited, then what are these beings like? They're either benevolent and see that we're idiots and have just allowed us to continue living, or we've never been visited because these aliens are similar to the way that we behave, and they would have wiped us out if they had found us. Because any kind of species that could make it through time, traveling space, would have seen that we were like archaic beings and just wiped us off this planet, mainly because we know that our planet has resources that a lot of other planets do not have. So if you're out in space looking for resources, then you're killing us immediately because we're easy prey. So it has to be like one of the two. Either it's one of those two scenarios. And so I'm kind of torn as to as far as the way that we envision aliens in the modern zeitgeist, whatever. But the other thing I would posit is, what do you mean by aliens? So and that's a more complicated question, because an alien is just anything that is not of this earth. And so that opens it up to a lot more than just what we picture little green men.
Intelligent extraterrestrial life.
Well, I mean, so what I'm aiming at here is a spirit being would also be an alien.
Okay, let's just keep it basic here. Come on.
From outer
Give it to
space.
the aliens we know.
Traditional
We
X-Files
don't
style
know
aliens.
any aliens. That's the thing. To be clear.
Okay.
Well, I mean, except for the ones that
My
Bobby.
answer.
We don't.
Hey, I think I work with some, to be honest.
Like the movie, or was the TV show V, where they were actually aliens in human
Oh,
skin?
Yes.
You
perfect
peeled their
explanation.
skin off and
That
they
would-
were lizard people.
Yes, that would explain
Yeah.
a lot of shit.
Yeah, I'm
They
probably
explain a
not
lot of
pro
stuff.
lizard people.
Brian and I are middle school teachers. I'm sure we teach them every day.
Which lizard people,
Yeah.
just so we're clear, lizard people is a totally different thing. We can't get into that tonight.
Yeah, it's
Like a
Well, everybody knows the lizard people thing is real. I don't even know why we need to
All right,
discuss it.
I'm giving my answer. So Ben asked if we raised our hands if his granddaughter was going to see aliens in her lifetime, and I think the answer is yes. Somebody else
This
said
is
it.
the answer right here.
Brian put it
Universe
up
is
there.
too vast for us to be
It
alone.
sure is. think about the solar system as opposed to what the hell else is out there. We're just too small. I mean, it's just the Earth is just one little thing in this whole universe. There's no way we're alone. There's just no way. So I think, Ben, in answer to your rapid fire question, yes, I think your granddaughter will see aliens in her lifetime. I did it correctly. Nobody else did. Nobody else followed the rules.
This is too big of a question for you.
It is a big question. All right.
Maria, we agreed. We definitely agreed on that.
Oh, Myron, buddy, you and I agree on a lot of things. That's why when politics starts, you and I sit back and we start zipping our lips, buddy.
Shane, if we're the most advanced things in the universe is fucked.
I mean, here's the thing, though, Brian. The universe will go on just fine without us.
That's true.
Well,
That's true.
It was here before us,
That's
and
true.
it's going to be here after us.
That's
we are
true.
a literal blip.
Yep.
We're a blip.
Absolutely. All right. You have a rapid fire question.
Okay, I have to put my readers on for this. You ready,
Oh,
guys?
boy.
Okay. What's your I'd never do it again, but I'm glad I tried it once moment?
There is
good God.
I
We're going
cannot
to start with Myron.
Wait, what was the question?
Oh, shit.
What's your I'd never do it again, but I'm glad I tried it once moment?
Oh, okay.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Marianne, I feel like you do not know me at all asking this kind of question.
Yeah, this one. I mean,
Start with Myron.
Yeah.
Wow. That is
Oh,
that
yeah,
is,
I did
that
a
is
good one.
something that I was not prepared for.
You guys invited me.
I feel like this one requires some thought because all the ones that come to mind, I'm damn sure not sharing on the internet.
Trust me, you guys, this is filtered. I had a lot of other questions, and I'm like, ooh, this one I can't ask this one. I can't ask this one.
I'll give my real answer once the stream's over.
Okay, fair enough.
Wow.
All right,
Shane for the win. It's my exact same answer. 4 girls, 2 handles of whiskey, college sorority.
and now we're divorced.
Why would you never do that again, Shane?
Yeah, that feels awesome. That feels like a project for the weekend right there.
Believe me.
That seems like you set the bar too high and now you're striving towards it every day of your life.
Oh my God. All right, you guys, I'll go first. Mine is really generic and really very it's very nice. Well, not nice, but I mean it's not nasty.
Just say the question.
I went skiing and I freaking hated it. I went ass over tea kettle down one side of a mountain, lost my skis somewhere in the woods, in the wilderness, walked my ass back to the what's it called? With the lodge, and never put on skis again. It was the most terrifying and death-defying thing I did. Am I glad I tried it? Sure. Will I do it again? Hell freaking no. Skiing is my answer.
Well, thank you.
Quick update off the topic. Josh Allen is the NFL MVP.
Oh, yay!
Okay.
Yeah, at least you get a
He's an asshole.
All right. How about Wade? You got one?
Okay, so
You have to.
oh, the jokes.
Yep.
The jokes. Okay, so I'll get through my first few impulsive thoughts. Starting fires in California was a lot of fun one time.
You know what? I want to just say this before the stream's over. I feel like Wade might be like the 6th member we just hadn't found.
Yeah, we just hadn't found him yet. Now we have.
I appreciate it, guys. There was also there was some other things like that one time in prison, but the
one time at band camp.
Yes. The one thing that I'm glad I tried, but I'm glad not to do it again. Oh, there's even an acid. No, I didn't. I've never done acid. I've done. Gosh, I wanted to say, will it pot still?
That's a great answer.
That's a great answer. I like that one.
I am so glad that I tried it to realize that I don't need that cool bottle. I don't. Bottle.
Just get a pour of that.
It's not worth it, guys. Hey, guys, if you've ever just I know nobody's ever buying it. It's their mom's buying it for them because it's a cool bottle.
Yeah,
I know that's the only market that they have. Yeah. That's the only reason I had one. Is my mom's like, I got you this bottle. And it's like, thanks. I tried it and I'm like, God, that sucks. I'm so thanks, Mom. Thanks.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Bobby, you got one?
Yeah. So these things you do when you're a young kid, right? I think there's like 20 years old in the Air Force, right? So bungee jumping. But the way I did it was when bungee jumping was kind of new. It was up in a really freaking tall crane, not over water, over freaking like asphalt and shit.
Oh,
where
shit.
you come about, 30 feet from the ground, which is very close when you're going at a high speed.
It's a terrible idea.
Terrible idea. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm not glad I did it. I'll take it back. But I'm glad I experienced it. But yeah, I don't even want to do it. I don't even want to skydive. I don't do any of that crap. I'm too old now to even think of that crap. But it was cool. At least I can say I did it. Never doing that crap again. That was
All right.
All right.
That was dumb.
All right, Sean, do you got one for us that you can?
Sure.
That
So
you can
the
say?
question is things you did once but will never do again, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Drink whiskey.
Okay.
Yes, nice.
I can't give my real answer. Also, I want to point out, since I just kind of skipped my turn, Steven Scone has asked, how much clout till I get a special guest? That might be something we could do.
There you go, Steven. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd be
All
down
right,
for
well,
having
then.
Steven on for sure.
Yeah.
We'll have you here. I don't know. Does he mean like on his channel or coming on here?
No, he wants to be here.
Oh, we're not an exclusive club here, Steven. We'll reach out. We'd love to have you on. It'd be
That's
fun.
right.
Let's
Steven's
have
got a
Ben.
channel.
Ben, you're next.
Well, Wade kind of stole my joke. I was going to say Belcona's rye, but he beat me to it. So great minds think alike, Wade. That was I was on top of that. I suppose the one thing I can think of that came to mind is kind of similar to Bobby's answer. I did one of those. I'm not a amusement park ride sort of guy at all. Like I don't like any of that shit, and I used to a little bit. Yep. But I was at a place in San Antonio and they had. Have you ever seen those? It's not a ride. It's not really like a bungee jumping thing, but it's like a big.
It's circular. Right?
No. It's like an arch shaped thing, sort of, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
You hang from
you
this
go
thing.
down
And they
through it?
put you in a thing, and then they bring you up here, and then they drop you, and you swing.
You
Yes.
freaking did that?
Yeah.
Well, I was like 15.
Oh, that's crazy.
I did that in my 20s and I loved it.
Oh,
Well, here's the thing. I loved it at the time, and I look back at stuff like that now, and I'm just like, oh my
What
god.
the hell did I
yeah,
just
they
do?
would have taken me away. On that.
And the other thing that comes to mind is like things that you tried but you wouldn't do again. At this point, it's like anything that causes stress on my lower back.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
Getting to that point.
So can mine be something I did twice, but I'll never do again?
Sure. I will allow it.
Mine's whitewater rafting.
Oh my God! The last time we went, seriously, Brian almost died last
We
year.
went last spring in West Virginia. It was the second time
All
I'd gone.
kidding aside, this is not funny. Sorry.
I went with my buddies years ago, and it was great. I went with my son last spring.
Yep.
Got bounced out of the boat, got stuck under the boat in the middle of rapids. And like, I was like, all right, this is it. And like, it was pretty, like, I don't think I would do it again. It was a pretty scary thing. And it's like flying. Like, I made a lot of deals. Like, if you get me back on that boat, I won't do this again. So I think I'm probably done with whitewater rafting. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that was
Brian,
What's up?
No, I was about to say, like, I heard if you get stuck under the boat. So I heard because I haven't been, but I heard there are instructors that sit in the boat and they tell you if you get stuck under the boat, like, don't do crazy shit. Just wait and then come up.
Yeah. And I didn't panic. I like did this and the boat's on top of me. I like did this to move over. Boat's still there. I was like, fuck. And then eventually, like, they were
terrifying.
going through rapids. I popped up and I grabbed onto the rope, but I couldn't get back in because we were like in these rapids. And so I was just holding on for dear life until we got out of it. And then I got in, but it was pretty scary. I would not want to do it again.
No,
that would fall under the. Oh, go ahead, Marianne.
No, you go, Ben. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that would fall under the category of something that I wouldn't even do for the first. You could not get me to go whitewater rafting at gunpoint.
It was scary. It was scary.
You guys, I've been considering, I know you're going to find this hard to believe. I'm going to be 50 in 2 years. What? But I've
Really?
been Yeah, for real. I'll be 50 in 2 years. But I have wanted to try base jumping, and I was thinking about doing it for my 50th birthday.
So, I mean, this leads to another story that I again can't say, but as a person that's done it, I can't suggest it highly enough. It is. I mean, if you need some adrenaline in your life,
Sean,
Just
we're
one
not
time.
encouraging base jumping.
I just want to do it one
why
time.
not?
I'll keep hunting for blacktops.
Okay,
I want to jump out of a plane. I don't want a base jump.
Oh, hell no.
I don't want a base jump, but I do want to do skydiving.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Brienne, here's what I will say: is that
All right,
definitely like highly investigate whatever outfit you're going to go do it at. Make sure they have a very good track record. Make sure that they're vetted.
Yeah. I've been actually watching like the Moab TikTokers who do the base jumping there, and they seem pretty reputable. But we'll see. I'm a big talker right now. I've had 2 pours
You
of
say
whiskey,
TikTok and reputable?
it's fine.
You gonna go parachute or like the wingsuit?
No, the parachute
parachute.
for sure.
I mean, the wingsuit has a parachute as well. I mean, it's
No,
not.
I want to go with the guy who jumps behind you and he's like guiding you down. You know, I'm not going to do it by myself.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You want to be strapped to some dude?
Fuck yes, I do.
Brian, how do you feel about that? Because I don't know if I'd feel comfortable with my wife.
I won't be there. You know what? Her and my kids did the helicopter over the Grand Canyon. I didn't go with them. I was like, screw that. I'm not going in a helicopter.
It was an amazing experience.
But I wasn't going to stop them from doing it, but I won't be there to watch it.
Yes,
It's not going to be one of those times where you're like sitting there and you're like, yeah, baby, do what you got to do. We just got that life insurance approved.
I just got everything in line. I'm clearing everything. Go for it.
We can, but feel free, you guys. We can discuss how you can't believe I'm going to be 50 anytime. So that's fine.
Hey, and full transparency and truth, Marianne, you look fantastic for your age. That's not just for the show. You do.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you.
All right, guys. Why don't we wrap it up, because that clock is getting a little bit late for a couple of teachers here.
You know why? Because I'm not behind the camera telling Brian.
But this was a great time.
Great show, though.
This was a great time, an absolute great time. So let's go around real quick. Anybody's got something coming up? This is your time to tell everybody about it. Let's start with Wade. What you got coming up?
First of all, guys, I just want to say appreciate you guys letting me on. That I'm sorry I talked too much.
No, no. It's fine.
I don't think you talked enough.
But no, very grateful for just the opportunity. One thing that I want to encourage, if you guys are NFL fans, Doc from Old Fashioned Ways Plus and we do a live stream every Wednesday for NFL, and we talk about bets, and you can have a chance to win some of our bourbon. So if you guys go to my channel right now and look at the last live, it'll be the live that we did, and there will be a pinned form that you can fill out. And if you beat us in the picks and all the props and stuff we did for the Super Bowl, you have a chance to win some of our bourbon. So I want to encourage you to do that. So cool. It's
right
a fun way to get interactive, and so I can watch my Chiefs probably lose to the Eagles.
Is this a way to get people to watch this Super Bowl?
Yeah. Right? And I want you to be counting how many times Taylor Swift has been shown, because that is a prop bet that we put on there.
I bet
All right.
I'm going to guess 14 times right now.
Actually, it's funny. The prop bet was 6.5, and I'm like, is this the first half, first quarter?
Yeah,
what is it? I don't know.
It was twice last year.
I'm definitely taking the over on that.
No way that's true, Myron.
Myron, what's coming up for you, brother?
Just my normal reviews, my normal hauls, just my normal stuff. Nothing special. Nothing special.
All right. Ben, anything special or?
Nothing special, just the regular. Usually we used to do these on Wednesdays, so I'd say tomorrow the video drops. But today the video dropped of the Sweet and Oaky. I've got a review of. Well, I'm going to do a review of the Larceny C924, better late than never, and the Green River Foolproof that everyone and their mother has been recommending to me. Spoiler alert, I absolutely love it. So I'm glad that, and Brian, you in particular had recommended that one.
Yep.
So yeah, just the normal stuff. I do have to say, Wade, I don't get to talk to a person named Wade very often. I don't know a lot of Wades. Do you know any other Wades?
I know one. He's not cool. pretty much.
So you do know one.
I do know one. It's actually it's funny because I was supposed to be William, but my dad was reading while my mom was in labor, I believe, was reading a Louis L'Amour Western book. I don't know if anybody knows Louis L'Amour.
Yes.
Western. But
Right.
apparently the main character's name in that book was Wade. And he goes, "How about Wade?" And my mom apparently probably hopped up on drugs and everything. Was like, "Fine, I don't give a shit."
Oh.
So,
Get the baby out of me.
So
Wait.
hold on. You have a unique opportunity to do something that I've always wished I could, but I'm not named Wade.
right.
You and your friend Wade need to start a band and call yourself the Full Blown Wades. That has been something that I have always thought would be the greatest band name ever. If you could get everybody in the band is named Wade,
Oh my
the Full
God,
Blown Wades.
Oh my God.
Please do this.
Oh my God.
Seriously, when I asked you if you knew any other Wades, I was not expecting you to say yes. You are in a unique position, I'm telling you.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
the only other
God,
one I
we gotta
know.
clip this
to be
one for a
honest.
short for sure.
Leave it up to the guy with the Jesus circle around his head.
Yeah. Our Lord and Savior, Ben of the Bourbon Note.
You could ask all of my friends that I've been in bands with in the past that's an ongoing thing. Like, I wish we were all named Wade so we could call ourselves the Full Blown Wades.
I got to make it short just for you, Ben, where I'm playing different instruments. And it's just
Yes, there you go. Perfect.
Oh my goodness.
While we're tangenting on your name, Wade, is there any chance?
Oh, God, here we go.
Is there any chance that your last name is Wilson? Because that'd be fantastic.
It is not.
For a Minnesota Vikings fan.
Deadpool.
Are you talking about Deadpool or the Minnesota Vikings
I'm
quarterback,
definitely
Wade
talking
Wilson?
about Deadpool because I don't care about the Vikings at all.
Nobody cares about
I-
Wade Wilson.
You vicious bastard!
Bobby, what do you got coming up? Anything exciting?
Exciting. Doing a barrel pick with sabbatical pretty soon.
Nice.
I can get back to the short since YouTube is doing 3 minutes now instead of 1 minute. Crap.
Yeah.
I used to do the this not that shorts. People seem to like those. They're kind of funny. They're fun to make, but they take forever. So with TikTok and Instagram, it was 1.5 minutes, right? So when I came to YouTube, I had to cut another 30 seconds out of what originally is like a 5 to 7 minute video. It's already hard enough. It takes longer to edit those than it does just hunt videos. Way more. So I mean, I'm actually looking forward to doing that, and for 3 minutes, it'd be actually probably turn out better.
All right.
That's it.
Cool.
That's really nothing super special.
Sean?
Just get that.
Cool. Sean, any lives coming up?
Yes, sir. I'm thinking this Saturday we're gonna keep the hip hop streams rolling. I've been thinking about this for a while, and the way we're gonna do it is kind of bracket style, since March Madness is kind of approaching. And we're gonna be like narrowing down greatest hip hop songs of all time, like going through the decades, and narrowing it down to the greatest hip hop song of all time. I hope that a certain fella who has been on the last two live streams can join us. I know this is short notice, Myron, but I'm thinking about this Saturday. So, and actually, anyone else that is hip hop fans, you are welcome. The more folks to debate, the better. Yeah. So
We are master debaters.
there you go. And
Hey-o!
The second time, third time, Myra.
Myron and I, we're just on the same page.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
it. Myron and I, I'm looking at you, buddy. I'm looking at you.
All right. So that's Saturday night, probably at like what, 8 or 9 o'clock, Sean?
yeah, it'll be like probably 9ish. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bourbon.
If you don't include Headless Boogie by Insane Clown Posse in this list, it's illegitimate.
Any kind of juggalo hip hop, which even calling it hip hop is almost hurts my soul.
He said I'm fat.
surrounded by assholes.
I knew you were a juggalo, Ben. You give off that vibe.
I'm just a gigolo everywhere I go.
That's a different thing.
I haven't heard of ICP in quite some time. I just have to say.
You haven't heard what?
ICP or Insane
Yeah.
Clown Posse. I just
Well, you're very lucky. You're very lucky. Keep that streak alive.
Yeah.
Wade.
You've now been the only fan of ICP that I know or have ever known.
Tom, you're gonna have
me.
to ask. You're gonna have to ask a
In
friend.
graphic detail.
Wade will explain it to you later
I'll explain it to Brian after we're done.
with visuals.
Oh,
So Bourbon School, we
we
are
have filming with Lauren.
filming with Lauren next week. We've got reviews, we've got blinds, we've got all kinds of
We've
stuff.
got
coming
it
up.
all.
We've got it all. But hey,
I want to see that
Nothing.
OGD 16 review.
it's coming. It's coming. We've got it in the can. Actually, OGD 16 is going to be next Monday, so that's coming
All right.
for sure.
I'm looking forward to that.
If you are watching on Bourbon School right now, at the top of the chat, I have a pinned comment that is the link for the Whiskey 6. Go hit that link. Go subscribe to the Whiskey 6. We're going to be back in 2 weeks. We're going every other week, Thursday nights. Not sure on a guest yet, but we'll put that out there as it gets closer. Wade, thank you so much for being with us tonight. That was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, man.
Guys, go
Did we get Myron's upcoming stuff?
Oh, Myron, did we get you?
Frig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
we
Ben.
did. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hey, Mari, you know what? They left you out.
Subscribe to Bourbon Haul, Whiskey Wars, Mash the Metal, Bad Axe Bourbon, Bourbon Note, Bourbon Drop, and Bourbon School, and subscribe to the Whiskey 6. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you all so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We had a really good audience for being off for a month. We appreciate you guys watching us tonight. And cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
We appreciate you, and
Appreciate
take care
you
until
guys.
next time.
Good night.
Cheers, folks.
Cheers.
Good night, all.
Cheers, people.